But first, let's find out a little bit more about a small family farm creating big cheese flavor in Oskaloosa. On a summer day at Frisian Farms, Mike Banstra does what he does twice a day, every day. He milks his Holsteins, about 70 of them. But about 4 times a week, he takes things a step further. He dons his chef/chemist hat and transforms the milk into Gouda cheese.
We're kind of a small farmstead homemade cheese. It's kind of, I always compare it to, grandma's homemade bread versus bread that you buy in the grocery store.
Making cheese here is a labor-intensive process.
When they're done milking, we'll pasteurize, and then we'll start our make procedure once we cool the milk down to 85 degrees. And that's where we'll add our cultures. This is the kazoo culture, specific to Gouda, but 14 grams for 3,000 pounds of milk, We'll cut the curd and separate the curds in the whey, and then we'll loop our cheese into the molds. About at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll have all the cheese under the press. And then after that, we flip the cheese every couple hours or so, just so we get the shape that we want in a 20-pound wheel.
After letting the cheese rest for a while, it hits the brine tank and eventually gets a cheese coating before taking a resting spot on the shelves of the cheese house. When the cheese-making process is done, Mike continues to visit the aging cheese, often to flip, wipe down, and take care of it.
But yeah, as they age, they get a little more bronze, a little deeper in color.
As that color changes and the cheese sits, something delicious is happening. Its flavor is evolving.
Probably day one, you won't be able to tell the difference between a Gouda and a cheddar or a mozzarella or anything. As the cheese ages, it almost does get a nutty flavor, a butterscotch flavor, and even the texture's different, the color's different. It's a firmer cheese, and it's almost a standalone cheese where you almost eat that with some fresh fruit or with some bread or something like that, kind of by itself.
Frisian Farms Gouda can be found at select grocery stores and farmers markets, but many Iowa chefs have also taken a liking to the flavor profile. That special taste is influenced by what the cows eat.
During the summer when it's hot, most of their feed does come from inside the barn here, where around 25% of their ration comes from the pasture, the grass, here in midsummer. So, and what we have here is basically it's alfalfa hay and with some corn silage, and then also we add some corn to it and soybean meal. And then we have a nutritionalist that balances the ration to meet the requirements of the cow for milk production, for energy and all that.
Mike's childhood on an Iowa dairy farm definitely inspired this family venture, but making Gouda was something new, an enterprise that involved trial and error, and eventually some expert advice.
My brother actually found someone online, and it was a consultant from the Netherlands, and he came over and spent 2 days with us. And he kind of showed us the old-fashioned way and do that, and we kind of knew we were onto something then.
Having the knowledge, patience, and work ethic to make quality Iowa Gouda cheese is something Frisian Farms does very well. Time will tell what flavors are yet to come.
So our aged cheese, our 12-month-old cheese, is probably our most popular. But as time goes on and cash flow gets better, we'll be able to build some inventory and come out with a 2-year-old Gouda, and then even a 5-year-old Gouda. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
It just takes time.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of time, and you can't speed that up at all.